The Lookbook, a gallery of men. Now, in this life, I've had the privilege of spending time in the design world. I spent 12 years designing clothes. I had my own label. We had our own, seamstresses, and we had machinists and everything else. And we even had a boutique. Okay, so we were selling privately. I would show privately or do runways and everything else. Everything to do with fashion, I was involved, whether it was hair, makeup, everything. Photography. The other part I'm talking about is the lookbook. I will hit up an agency and says, hey, can you please send me a lookbook on this particular model? Or what models do you have on your books? And they would send me a lookbook. The modern day problem is this, and this is why this is not going to change for the longest time because of the lookbook. We in dating culture, men tend to know that, hey, I'm this height, I got this much money. We look at time frame. I'm this age, I want to settle down by this time, and we look at it in a reality sense. We're not fantastical in terms of ideologies. Some men may be, but we tend to be more realistic because we approach life, and life deals with us as we are. We don't have a delusionment that's afforded to us because at the end of the day, men do not just glory in their beauty and shine. We don't. Okay, we get to be proven. If it's in sports, if it's soccer, you better know how to score goals. You know how to get goals. Okay, cool. You know how to get the goals. Okay, cool. You get that respect. If you're a goalkeeper, you know how to save those shots. Okay, from those strikers. Okay, so basketball, you better know how to shoot your free throws. You better know how to get good defense. You know how to shoot the 3 pointers. So as men, we get to be proven. Okay, so we approach this in a realistic sense. So what has happened with the lookbook aspect that I'm talking about? This is in relation to women. The lookbook is a gallery of men. So unfortunately, because of social media, and social media is a big player in this thing, is that it presents a lookbook of men. So a woman could be lonely and desire a man, and she'll engage in a relationship, and the man could come through. Now, she will start off, obviously, everybody starts off, on a high. It's going well, I like him and everything else. But because her presence is still to the streets, she's aware, her eye is always looking out, what else is there? What else is there? And because it's a lookbook, a gallery of men, she looks at him like, I wonder what it's like to be with that man. This man has got higher status than the current man that I'm with. So I wonder if he could provide for me. Because here's the thing, as men, most men, we don't desire to be with Beyonce or Rihanna. You may like them. I'm not a celebrity fanatic. I'm not. You may like back then there was Jessica Alba. There was there was like all these artists that we see them as beautiful and look a certain way, but we do not see ourselves in that position as her man because we know what it takes to be in that position. But the opposite is true. Like women uh, can a woman can be a peasant and finds herself in a king's court. So, and of course, the Disney concept, the Disney construct of the fact that you could be anybody, a woman from anywhere, and if you do a few things, or present yourself in a certain way, you can be there. So most men do not live with this ideology that I can marry Rihanna because if I was Rihanna's man, what am I gonna do for her? You know what I mean? Like she got everything. So but then women because they know that when I show up to a man like a high earning man, doesn't matter. Let's use an example of somebody extremely wealthy, Bill Gates. Okay, just an example. We don't need to use athletes. He gonna provide me with everything, private jet, private, yachts and everything else. So they just look at the enjoyment elements. Men don't fantasize about being with celebrities because number one, a celebrity is often for everybody almost. They dated that person, they dated that person. It's not a good look for a man who has his respect. Okay, so with women, they can envision themselves being in a position or in the arms of Denzel Washington. I know Denzel Washington is married. They can be envision themselves in the arms of Shaquille O'Neal or envision themselves in the arms of Elon Musk. They can say, hey, his wife is not that beautiful. I'm more beautiful than that person, so therefore I can take that position. And if they were to move in the right circles, it's possible for a woman just based on beauty, based on aesthetics. You know what I mean? So because there's this gallery, the lookbook, it means that their loyalty levels are not as high as they should be because they constantly referencing, and sometimes the sad part of it is the lookbook has exes and past lovers, or just guys who caught their interest, but time did not allow. And now you are providing as a man. You give her a sense of routine, and she's got predictability of income. She knows what she's getting. She's got free time. She can exhale, and she's looking at this lookbook, a gallery of men that's forever present in her mind, forever present. And women are comparative creatures, and that's why historically, I'm not trying to say let's go back to where we were at, but historically, the emphasis on marrying virgins was because she knew you, and that's all she knew. But now, a lot of women be like, okay, I hated my ex, but he was good at this. You don't do things like my ex. Like, so can you just bring the thing that my ex used to do? I know I broke up with my ex. So you current man, you don't know the ex, and you're not putting the pressure on the woman to be like your ex, but because there's something that he did good, even though she broke up with him because it was toxic, she still wants everything that is a representation of the past somewhat. So a lot of people, a lot of women, they have that lookbook in the same way, like I said, in the fashion world. I'll have the model. We'll see them in different pauses, different, posing differently, seeing, like different environments, seeing what they look like in a swimming pool situation, at the beach situation, in a gala dinner dress. Women, unfortunately, I'm not trying to say it's, like I'm not trying to, yeah, demonize it, but I'm just saying that because they have that lookbook, the gallery of men presently present in the form of the smartphone to reference to, they're forever somewhat dissatisfied with the current environment. And the current environment in reality could be very good for most people. It's the thing that other women desire. And they would still look at the gallery with fantasy. So because those men are mysterious, you have a certain degree of predictability. They know your routine. They know you. Whatever it is that you do, they know you because they live with you. You know that she's your woman. So the gallery and the lookbook presents a constant. Oh, I wonder. And oftentimes, unfortunately, women are not strong enough to say, "Hey, this is just fantasy. This is nonsensical. Nonsensical. I'm a grown woman." They'd be like, "Let me explore it." And oftentimes explore it, and that's why we have a lot of toxicity in modern day relationship. And as men get awakened to it, they say, "Hey, modern day relationships are just not worth it. They're not worth it because I'm going to do everything that it takes to be with this woman, and I'll give her everything that I'm capable of, and sincerity." And it could just turn on me with some ex that used to beat on her, which I felt like I was saving her from, or some celebrity like Omar Lay. Y'all remember the Omar Lay video? That girl, she was her man in a concert, and she would gladly do that in front of you. Imagine that. And a lot of women supported that. A lot. Just don't forget that. A lot of women just like looked at them like, "What's wrong with that?" It's her, she's her favorite artist. Why can't she do that? You know what I mean? Like, guys be like, y'all support that for real? So unfortunately, women have a lookbook, a gallery of men presently present in front of them because if they ever been on a dating platform, they got somebody, some contact they still got. They may not have gotten connections, but they got that. And it takes a hell lot of maturity for women to delete all that, like permanently remove that. But unfortunately, life is not perfect, so women exercise those options. Is that a good thing? It's a good thing for them, but it's a bad thing for modern day relationships. It means that men can't trust any woman. All right, peace, love, and blessings.